What, may I ask, do you call that?
Ranja would call it fleeing with one's tail between one's legs.
Earning the trust of goblins is easier than earning the trust of their Durzogs. I almost got within shouting distance this time. I just need...
Enough, Landau. Our escort has arrived. Come over by the fire. I'll fill you in on the details.
Tempers are running hot by that fire. This cold is preferable.
Oh, we'll be frozen solid by the time that balmy Breton gets us safe passage.
Sure, sure, sure. Go! Ah, stupid.
Once we've overcome the Durzog obstacle, I'm certain I'll be able to reach an accord with the goblins in short order. Talk to them, of course, but I imagine that's not something you've often tried in your field of expertise. Landel Gavant, goblin expert at your service. My assistant is Burr. I found him half dead in the snow while observing the local goblin population and nursed him back to health. He's not accustomed to our cultures or manners, but his knowledge of the tribes here will be invaluable. Yes, goblin expert. Is that so strange? There are thousands of high elves devoted to studying nothing but their own genealogy. Goblins are a diverse, intelligent people found nearly everywhere in Tamriel. There is a lot to know, and I do. Not as much as I'd like. From my distant observations, I can tell that they are an offshoot of the Reeklings of Eastmarch, possibly a splinter of the Icebiter tribe. If Burr is any indication, they can be reasonably civil in a matter of weeks. Oh, not you too. Goblin tribes are notoriously insular and wary of outsiders. Not surprising, considering their only interactions with people tend to be at the point of swords. It took months for me to embed myself among the Sharpstick tribe. Of course! There's no better way to learn about a culture than to live it. Sometimes I miss the simplicity of hunting and gathering. I even miss the snow ticks. Roast them when they're plump and you'll never go back to rabbit meatballs.
Ranja is here to open locks, not her mouth. Thariah is the one to talk to.
Glad to see you received my invitation. Your timing is perfect. I need you to clear an obstacle for me. As you can see, I put together a proper expedition this time, including a translator who was supposed to secure us safe passage through Goblin territory. He's made little headway, so it's your turn to clear our path to Frostvault. A Dwemer stronghold Quintus had been searching for before he died. I managed to discern its location using what I learned about the Wrathstone in Garlas Malatar. I believe the other half of the tablet is here. We just need to excavate it. With any luck, the thawing of this glacier has revealed the entrance to the Dwemer stronghold. Clear a path through the goblins for the rest of the crew, and we can begin our search for the Wrathstone. I never solved the mystery of the Eye or its relationship to the undead that overran Volenfell. No one was willing to head back into that mess. So, any clues we left behind are beyond reach. Afraid so. Fortunately, they seem content to remain within the confines of the ruins, and the authorities content to leave them there. With no leads on where the Eye could have gone, I was back to square one. But setbacks don't keep me down long. With any luck, the thawing of this glacier has revealed the entrance to the Dwemer stronghold. Clear a path through the goblins for the rest of the crew, and we can begin our search for the Wrathstone. I found references to a Wrathstone in Dwemer writings from around the same period it appeared in Ayleid records. The Ayleids attempted several times to seize it for themselves, so the Dwemer locked it away in the farthest reaches of the world. Well, the accounts are too fragmented to say for certain. I'm confident that the Vault of Muvnak was built here. If it contains the other piece of this puzzle, wonderful. If not, well, Frostvault is still the discovery of a lifetime. Can't have enough of those. I'm not sure how either came to acquire their halves of the tablet. It didn't originate from either civilization, though both recognized the Wrathstone's significance enough to fight over it. That's reason enough for me to want to look deeper. Alareth and Soriel are scholars. Ranja is our locksmith. Landal Gavant is our supposed goblin expert, and his... I don't know what... Burr. Finally, you are escort. If you handle things as well as Garlas Malatar, we'll be fine. Landal has attempted it several times, but I don't know that he's so much as gotten a word in before running for his life. I knew a peaceful resolution was too good to be true. If he hadn't offered to work for free, I'd never have wasted my time. He promised to get the goblins' cooperation if I brought him along for the opportunity to study them. He's failed to hold up his end of the bargain. I see no reason to keep mine. I can't risk any more delays. Push on to Frostvault. The thawing glacier has attracted the attention of both the goblins and the local wildlife. Soon there'll be other explorers poking around at the activity. We have a head start, but it won't last forever. I'm not going to lose this opportunity.
Did Thariah convince you to join us? I hope you fare better with the goblins. Did Thariah...
It's gone quiet. Does that mean we're finally moving on? I can't feel my ears.
What happened to reaching a peaceful resolution?
Sorry, Landau. We tried it your way. I'm not freezing to death out here over goblin diplomacy.
This one thinks the goblins aren't interested in what you have to say. We have that in common.
No, just go ahead and slaughter your way through. Don't mind me.
may have a trouble. Seemed to scare them off for now. Quick, get inside.
Wait, aren't these places usually trapped?
Oh, I hope so. What I wouldn't give for a nice warm steam trap right about now.
Am I the only one who gets the feeling that maybe the dwarves sealed the vault for good reason? I know Thariah would hate to hear me say this, but hopefully nothing. I would much prefer an empty room over unleashing some ancient evil that even the dwarves feared.
If they expect me to go back for our supplies by myself, forget it.
Am I...
Finally, the Vault of Muvnak. The Wrathstone must be through there.
Thariah, it's welded shut. There's no way we're breaking through that.
Maybe we won't have to.
That construct likely hasn't moved for thousands of years.
I've seen far worse. We'll need to salvage some parts, though. It'll need a new soul gem for one. But I have something to help sniff that out.
What is that thing? A brass rat?
An acquisition from the Clockwork City. Perfect for finding things in hard-to-reach places. It's on to something. After it.
You can follow it through this door. The lock is broken. Thank the goblins for saving Ranja the trouble.
Now, Burr, you wouldn't want someone to say that about your mother, would you? What do you mean you ate your mother?
I've never seen anything like that, little rat. Didn't know anyone but the dwarves made things like that. Might have to visit this Clockwork City when this is all done.
This one thinks the little metal rat would make a good toy for her cinch cousin's cub. Perhaps she will take one as part of her payment.
Wait! It's the chieftain! I might be able to arrange a truce. Maybe even a trade for the stone. Oh my, that was detailed. No, 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 no. Help!
Randall's in for it now.
You shouldn't have killed his people. Now he's going to kill and eat us. Not necessarily in that order. Are we just going to kill everything we come across? I came here to study goblins, not slaughter them.
If you want to run on ahead and make a peace offering, be our guest.
Let's just take the soul gem and go.
Hold your horses. Pariah also said we need to find an equilibrium sphere. Whatever that is. Hey! The rat's moving again. I guess we keep Damn, more goblins. You go ahead, we'll catch up when it's clear.
I don't know why I bothered signing up for this glorified treasure hunt. I was enticed by the possibility of observing a Reekling tribe from the inside, and not just any Reekling tribe, but one that has settled on a dwarven site. I could have observed firsthand goblins making discoveries of an advanced civilization. Not immediately, but they are practiced scavengers, and this vault has no shortage of machinery. They might have repurposed some of the dwarves' inventions, maybe even make inventions of their own. We'll never know now.
I don't suppose they'll give up now that their warlord is dead. Probably not. up! I think the rat's onto something. This an equal whatever sphere rat? Looks round enough to... Oh, and there it goes again! Let's get these parts back to Thoraya.
You really think Thoraya is going to get that enormous pile of junk working with a few of these tiny parts? If we just massacred all these goblins for nothing, I don't even know what I'll do.
I think we got what we came for, but I'm going to pull a few extra parts just to be sure. No need for you to wait up. I'll be safe enough now that you've demolished the sentries.
We have your parts. I hope they are worth decimating the local goblin population.
The articulators are completely seized up. I can't get it moving again. But I might not have to.
Meaning?
If I can channel enough energy through the tonal emitter on its arm, it should reduce the vault door to twisted slag. But I'll need fresh shock conveyors to manage it.
Ranja has let your toy rat through this door. No need to thank her.
Was it listening to us? I didn't know it could do that. In any case, it must have detected something. Check it out. We won't be able to direct the Soul Gem's power without functional shock conveyors. They're common Dwemer technology, but we'll need the most pristine you can find for what I'm planning. Metallic channels that direct the flow of magicka between different parts of a Dwemer construct. Practically every Dwemer construct has them, but for what I'm planning, only the highest grade will be up to the task. I think our goblin squatters helped themselves to some of the construct's parts. We'll either need to get them back or find suitable substitutes. Follow my skivaton through the door Ranja's unlocked. If we're lucky, it'll sniff out what we need.
I pulled all these parts and not one is what we need. Well, that just figures.
I knew it! I knew it was going to be for nothing. Thoraya's grasping at straws now. This is a wild goose chase. supposed to find anything in all this mess?
Trust the rat, goblin hugger. There! Let's get these back to Thoraya. That little contraption sure is useful. Cute too. Folks back home probably wouldn't approve, though.
See how the goblins were hoarding this scrap? They were studying it. Given time, I'm sure they would have made some ingenious tools. Of course, it's far more important to dig up a long-dead civilization than observe the birth of a new one. Not at the cost of something new! I'm all for learning about the past, but this obsession to be the first to discover the secrets of a long-dead civilization twists people into desperate fools and monsters. I won't be party to it again. We have your conveyors. It only took murdering every goblin in this place.
Enough, Landau. You've had your chance. It's working. Everyone away from the door! Ha! I'd like to see the likes of Naramo do that.
Imagine what this monstrosity must have been capable of when it was fully functional. Horrifying.
Seems that Wemmer didn't leave the rat stone unguarded. Not surprising. I trust you can handle it. Of course it wouldn't be that easy. Get ready. Still, this is too complex. You'll need to operate them manually. I'll guide you through it. There! Use the Steveton's ability to absorb energy and charge it up.
Look for an active magical condenser to tap into. It'll be coursing with power. Hard to miss. Melt to flat? Perfect. Follow the energy flow to any active conveyors and discharge the energy.
something isn't right. The defenses are still active. Of course it wouldn't be fast. I've never seen anything like it. Hold it off! I'll think of something! Finally, the other half of the Wrathstone, just as I expected.
Hardly looks dwarven to me.
That's because it isn't, but it is a match to this tablet.
Well, you have both hunks of rock. Have you laid the secrets of the universe bare?
Not yet, Landau, but this will point the way.
You can count us out of whatever you're planning next. I've had enough of this madness. I don't know what's gotten into Burr. Something about this place spooked him. He's the only one of us with any sense.
The Dwemer took extraordinary measures to keep this from the aliens. The question is why? Or they wanted to keep it out of the hands of cruel Daedra-worshipping conquerors. Not that the Dwemer were exactly saints themselves. If it was dangerous at one time, it's nothing more than inert stone now. A priceless lump of inert stone. This tablet has lain sundered for ages, eluding everyone who sought its pieces, except me. I'm the first to see it whole in thousands of years. Oh, this is history in the making. It's abstract, but these lines and points appear to be more than stylistic choices. They remind me of cartography. There are locations marked, but there's no frame of reference. I mean, this diagram is showing us where to find something, but we're missing the clues to align it with the destination. It's like a treasure map with no landmarks. Not exactly. There's still the writing that Khajiit added. It's possible they discovered the meaning of the points. I haven't deciphered enough of the language to understand all the details, but I recognize some of the words. It refers to Kunzari, one of the Khajiiti hero gods. As old as this tablet is, he might have well written the words himself. If I can translate the rest, it could point the way to whatever the Dwemer and aliens were fighting over. That'll be up to my patron. What comes next is up to him. Either way, I've secured my place in history. This discovery will immortalize me as one of the great scholars of our time. I received some influential backing after uncovering the first half of the tablet. You'll get the credit you're due when I deliver the Wrathstone. If he wishes to make himself known, he'll be in touch. I have a feeling you'll hear from him.
I don't know what's gotten into Burr. Something about this place spooked him. He's the only one of us with any sense.
Aranja expected such a vault to be laden with treasures. This one thinks the dwarves had a sense of humor.
So that's the Wrathstone. I was expecting something more grand, but I'm too cold to be disappointed.
All this trouble for a hunk of broken stone? There has to be more to it, surely.
So that's the Wrathstone. I was expecting something more grand, but I'm too cold to be disappointed.
Glad to see you received my invitation. Your timing is perfect. I need you to clear an obstacle for me.